Good morning from Gulf Shores, from beautiful, beautiful Gulf Shores, Alabama. Today I want to talk about restaurant recommendations, and I'm going to give you three restaurant recommendations. I love next to showing property. I love when people ask me for restaurant recommendations. Not too long ago, I was showing a couple, and we pretty much spent all day long looking at condos for this couple from Atlanta. And at the near the end of the day, their little girl was getting hungry, and she looked at her mom and said, "Is she going to give us some restaurant recommendations?" And we all got so tickled at her because kids nowadays, they just are used to the best of the best. But anyhow, so yes, I love, next to showing property, I love recommending my favorite restaurants, and I'm going to talk about three here on Beach Road because this is where I live, and a lot of people want to come to the beach and eat directly on the beach. So I'm going to talk about three of them. Now they're different, they have some similarities, but they're all great restaurants. I don't want to share with you a place that I wouldn't go myself, or that I don't actually recommend. Okay, so restaurant recommendation number one is right down the road. I live across the street from the pier, and at the Gulf State Park, there's a lot of new condos there that people rent out. It's owned by the Hilton, and they have three restaurants there. And every single one of them have a website that you can go to. If you just look up Gulf State Park, you'll see, and you'll see the restaurant recommendations. But they have food craft, delicious, delicious, delicious. The Perch, it goes by Perch. It's a high-end restaurant. Now, all of these are directly on the water. This morning I got up kind of early before it got hot, and I've made three videos of all three of these places. I literally went down to the beach, and I'm going to connect them to this video. I have learned how to do that. But anyhow, when you go to Gulf State Park, if you are leaving Gulf Shores and you are headed to and really that's kind of backwards, but anyhow, if you are, that's correct. If you are headed away from Royal Palm, that's Royal Palm behind me. If you are headed to the east, before you get to the Orange Beach sign, you are going to see the pier and the state park. Now, there's different entrances, so don't go to the entrance for the pier if you're not going to the pier. There's a place to eat at the pier also. But anyhow, go a little past that, and you're going to see the Hilton places to stay, and the restaurants are in the middle of that. And the Perch is absolutely delicious. It has a large balcony. The windows are from floor to ceiling. I mean, you're literally sitting there on the water. They have a sports bar called the Dragonfly. We have tons of dragonflies down here. And anyhow, that's another one of the restaurants. One of my sons worked there for a while, and we went over there. The view is just, he kept saying, "Mama, come over here, Mama, come over here." The view is to die for. So, recommendation number one is check out the Gulf State Park restaurants. And it's Food Craft, Perch, and Dragonfly. All three of them are there. And you can find their menus online so you can get an idea of the price tag. Now, we all know this. I mean, we kind of take it for granted. We know that if you go out to eat at lunchtime, it is less expensive than dinner time. Another thing that my good friend Bonnie Larkin taught me is go to eat dinner very early. Go for an early dinner. We would get there at 4:30. And we'd spend from 4:30 to 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Then 6 o'clock, people come pouring in. So another trick to eating on the beach and not having to wait in line is go early, go at 4:30 or so. That always works. Okay, now the second place and the next two are staples. They have been here for years. The next one is Sea-N-Suds. And Sea-N-Suds is, you have to know how to find it. They have parking across the street, and they are right next. They're sandwiched in between condos. And if you know if you're coming from the T and you take a left, Sea-N-Suds is a half a mile beachside on the right. Sea-N-Suds is wonderful. You can eat inside, you can eat outside. It just depends on the weather, and now they've got lots of fans, and so they make it as comfortable as possible when you want to sit outside. It is wonderful. My boys used to shuck oysters there. Sea-N-Suds is very much a staple in the area around here. Some people don't leave unless they've been to Sea-N-Suds. They don't feel like they've been to the beach unless they go eat at Sea-N-Suds. Books. Andy Andrews talks about some of the workers at Sea-N-Suds. And but anyhow, they're very much a staple down here. You can get a hamburger, you can get a fish burger, you can get a poor boy, you can get a shrimp poor boy, you can get platters. It's just a great place to eat on the beach. It's very comfortable. It's come as you are. Wear your flip-flops, cover your bathing suit. If you're a local, you don't wear your bathing suits in places, but just t-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, it all works. If you want a local t-shirt, they do sell t-shirts there, and they're cute as can be. Anyhow, so Sea-N-Suds is number 2 on the list. Now, number 3 is my absolute favorite of these 3. I love Sea-N-Suds. I always go there. Sometimes I'll say, Barry, come on, let's go act like a tourist. And we'll walk down. We live a half a mile from Sea-N-Suds. And so we'll walk down to Sea-N-Suds, and I call it playing tourist. But anyhow, but one of my favorite ones to recommend, and I originally went there with Martha Jo Brooks and a group of her friends that always come down to the beach, and it is Bahama Bob's. My mouth just starts watering when I talk about Bahama Bob's. I love a good fish sandwich. I love a good fish platter, and most of the time I can't eat it all now, so I'll take most of it home. My favorite person to wait on me, if she is working, you have to ask for Lindsay. Lindsay's a beautiful girl, sweet, 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 sweet person. Known her ever since we lived down here. The boys all know her, our families know each other, but Lindsay is as sweet as can be. In fact, when I got through doing the video this morning, Lindsay drove up and she died laughing when I told her, I told them to ask for her. But Lindsay's just as sweet a person as you want. Now, at Bahama Bob's, you can sit inside. You can be seated outside. They are prepared for lots of lines because during the peak season, y'all, it can be an hour and a half to 2.5 hour wait at these favorites, but everybody enjoys themselves. Bahama Bob's there is where you park. There's 2 places to park on Beachside. Also across the street from the beach, you can park going to Bahama Bob's. But there is a public beach access right there at Bahama Bob's. So you can park across the street, you can eat at the restaurant. While you wait, you can leave someone there, and you just take the path, the sandy path, the beautiful sandy path straight to the beach, and you get to play on the beach a little while, and that'll really make the time go by fast if you let the kids do that. Used to, Bahama Bob's had direct beach access, and you could sit there and you could look at the beach, but there has been a building, a complex build immediately in front of Bahama Bob's, but you can still walk to the beach there. You are on the beach side when you get there, and you can walk directly to the beach. Okay, I hope before you leave, our area, or when you come down, make room for Bahama Bob's dining out, either for lunch or for an early dinner. So that's 3 recommendations, all beachside, 2 with direct, unrestricted, open views of the beach at the Gulf State Park and Sea-N-Suds, and then Bahama Bob's on the beach side, and you can walk straight to the beach. So you have a good time. I hope this helps you have even more fun when you get down here. Talk to you later. See you at the beach.